What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another replay analysis. Today we're actually live streaming this one, so if the quality is a little lower, on screen than what you're used to seeing, it's because this is a Twitch VOD that you're seeing. If you want to come check out the streams, links down in the description below. This is the first one in a while. But anyways, we're doing an analysis for Dark the Legend X, who is playing 2v2 at Champ 2 Div 4. He said it's not a good game. He'd like some tips because at the moment I'm getting to Champ 3 and going back to Champ 2. Okay, so he's ranking up and then losing it right away. Maybe next season I can get to GC, and if my teammate make any big mistake, let me know because we both want to improve to get GC. Okay, so this is going to be a duo queue game. Good to know. All right, so let's get into the analysis now. Right away, liking the decal. Looks clean. Okay, let's see how we play this. Yeah, you're gonna get punished on that. It's a very close, you can go for this. I'm fine with you going for this. But if you're going to go for a ball in this situation, you can't hesitate because you are in a race with the opponent here. Whoever gets to this first is winning this exchange. So if you hesitate, you're just giving him the opportunity to beat you. And every time the cheater in this position, imagine yourself in this position. What's your goal? Your goal is just to score the free net because you know it's the kickoff. The person who did the kickoff is out of the play. So if they beat you, it's an open net. So you know he's going to put this on target or really close to it where his teammate can follow it up if anything else. So you need to beat him here if you're going to go. So you can't hesitate. This little hesitation where you, instead of just going up, you stop boosting. Boom. Yeah, right there, you should have already been up. Just slight hesitation. Not a big deal. Hesitation gets the best of us. Really clean kickoff. Nice job. Alright, I like that you're pressuring him, but I also want to see you put yourself in position to grab their boost and, boost starve him a little bit. Grab that back left corner boost. So here, fine with you pressuring him. But flip out to the left, grab the corner boost. You're still pressuring him. You're still close to him. He knows if he tries to make a ground play here, you're right behind him. So he still feels your pressure, but you're also getting the benefit of giving yourself 100 boost, as well as, that's just it. You're giving yourself 100 boost and boost starving them. That's what I was looking to say. So say he maybe wants to make this touch to the left. You're really hampering, if that's the right word, hampering his ability to make a play out that side if he wants to by stealing his 100 boost. And again, you're also just putting yourself in a better position. Okay, we gotta focus up on this analysis. Really gotta put myself in your shoes. That's tough. Not much to say there. You guys notice anything that maybe I missed, point it out. Okay, so just a mechanical mistake here, not the best execution on an aerial play here. Reason being is we're gonna want to touch this more vertically, get more underneath the ball. Well, you have two options. You can make this touch here where the ball is moving more laterally straight towards the net. But if you do that, it's going to be a hard play, but you have to sort of pre-flip into the ball, right? You have to do like a speed flip or a twist flip would be the correct terminology. You do a twist flip into the ball, pre-flip into the ball to kind of, you're almost catching it midair with the flip and then putting a lot of momentum on it while also sticking to the ball. Really hard to execute, especially for your rank. Probably don't recommend it, but you could start practicing that. Or again, just hit it more vertically so that you are more threatening, because the way that you're trajectorying this ball, it's very easy to read from your opponents. Very easy to tell when they can come challenge you and when your play is over, right? Or just watching and the ball is just, you have no play because the ball is just going to land here and you're going to be behind the ball rather than underneath it, where you could threaten getting a flip reset, threaten air dribbling it further, things like that. So you're just very low to the ground. Because of that, you're really easy to read. Really good job there. Notice how he picks up the corner boost, and then, I mean, obviously it's a little hard to make the mistake here, but a lot of people will continue rotating in this direction after they grab the boost, and that's when you'll get in your teammate's way who's coming to make a play on this ball. So you did a really good job of grabbing that corner boost and then rotating it away from the play. Something that a lot of people need to fix in their own gameplay. Gnome023, what rank is this? This is Champion 2 Div 4. They are duo queued. What's up, dude? First time chatter. Thank you for coming to the stream. Nice. Good try by your teammate. Also, good patience by you not to overcommit for a shot there. Right, you are down 2, but you still have almost an entire game to catch up, so we don't need to start being desperate for goals yet. Okay, we got a lot of time here. We don't want to just be hitting this away from ourselves. Obviously, you don't know the opponent's on 0 boost here. We know watching the replay. So I would say the only reason that you would want to try to take a long shot here is if you knew your opponent was on 0 boost, because then he's likely not going to be able to get back. But you don't know that in this play, so this is not a good play. And obviously, if you were trying to take a long shot, that wasn't going to cut it. It was not great contact on the ball. But what we should ideally be doing here is recognize, okay, he's backing off. He literally just flipped away from the ball, so he can't come and challenge us instantly. We have time to pick this up for a dribble. And I want to see you let the ball finish this last bounce. As it lands about here, you're going to pick it up, carry it over this boost pad just to give yourself that last pad of, you know, extra boost so you can make a play. And then when you're in a 1v1 situation, you want to avoid taking the ball straight down the middle of the field, because it makes you a lot less threatening. You have less angles to change the direction of the ball. And when you're attacking at a wider angle, it's harder for your opponent to defend. So we want to start our 1v1 in an angle like this. Preferably not in this direction, because then we'd be closing the gap between us and the opponent. So that's another benefit of taking the 1v1 at an angle, is we're creating extra space between us and the opponent where they can't challenge us. And then yeah, from there, obviously, you can play it out in different ways. You can just plan to take a 45-degree flick. You can start a bounce dribble. Or you can hook shot. Hook shot's really effective. And if you can hit the hook shot, it's almost always a goal. Hook shots are super powerful. They're slightly not super difficult to put on target. They're really not super difficult to put on target, but they are a little difficult. But hook shots, if you put them on target, they're almost always a goal. You get so much speed. Maten. What up, dog? Replay analysis, Pog? Hell yeah. Thanks for coming to the stream, dude. How you doing? Okay, not the best recovery here out of the middle of the net. So what you want to do here when you're in this position to recover, just like you are, let your car drive off the inside of the net and just drive straight out. Turn your car over, hit the ramp, and drive out. I don't know what happened here. Let's watch it again. Yeah, you turn back over. I mean, even in this position, this is fine. Then just hold reverse. Hold reverse and then half flip out. So ideally, you should have just drove straight out, like I said the first time. But if you find yourself in this position, just hold reverse and half flip out. If you need a half flip tutorial, I've got one on my channel. I'll probably forget to put the card on screen. I'll probably remember, though, to put the link in the description. So either check the description or literally just search Cracked Zach half flip tutorial. It'll come up. We should have been ideally back at midfield by now, picking up pads with like 20 to 30 boosts at this point. But that tough recovery put us in a bad spot. Okay, I got a lot to point out. I hate when I have a lot to point out and it's not something that I can super generalize, because I don't want to overwhelm you with information. But here, this boost is not up. This is a replay bug. This boost is not up. This is a very common play, right? When you're moving towards this side of the field and the ball's also on this side of the field, and you plan on retreating, right? You don't really have intention of going for this ball. You're just trying to get the boost and then rotate back. So I'm fine with this play, except for the fact that the boost isn't there. You visually can see that the boost isn't there. You don't really know when it's going to spawn, so it's not worth tracking over this boost to try to get it. Just go back, grab your back corner 100, and then get ready to defend this play that they're going to have the next ball. And you just wasted a lot of time putting yourself in that position when you could have been set up in a much better position by now. So don't go for a boost that's not even there. That was fine. See this one more time. So what I'll say here, Jesus, I'm pointing out a lot, but hey, this is going to be a YouTube video, so you can rewind, take in the information as you please, and then when I can generalize things, I will. But in this situation, you always know this player is going to go for another touch on the ball. Especially at this rank, they're always going to go for another touch on this ball. When he hits it into the corner, he's landing, facing where the ball is going to land after the bounce. You know he's going to go for another touch here. So he's not going to give you the free setup. So you're like going at this ball as if you're expecting him to not go for it. You know he's going to go. You know he's going to get in the way. So instead of approaching the ball like you're just trying to take a clean touch, know that you're not going to get that clean touch. And what I want to see you do here instead is just fake challenge. You're going to turn up and then just turn back. So if he misses his touch, it bounces into your possession. You start your play. If he doesn't miss his touch and he gets the touch to the corner, that's fine. There's no threat. If he gets another touch and it's off the wall and out, again, you take possession. So just know in this position, on that play, when somebody hits the ball off the wall, and they're also landing where they're going to be facing the ball again, they're going to go for another touch. So don't expect to get a free touch here. Miss that boost. That kind of sucks. Ideally, we want to hit this boost, obviously. Okay, why are we awkward here? Yeah, I'm fine with turning away here. Honestly, I would have side flipped at this. Very low commit play. Like, you're going to recover from a side flip challenge here very quickly. And you're also, if they're trying to set up a play going up your wall here, you're going to interfere with that. You're going to throw off anything that they can do. So, and you're also slightly giving yourself a chance to get that boost. Little side extra benefit. But yeah, I would side flip into this ball. If I was in your shoes, that's what I would have done. Again, a side flip, very low commitment. You're going to bounce off the ball and recover very quickly, not taking yourself out of the play, and you're throwing off their play. After that, then you probably would have just rotated out. Right here, we probably just want to rotate out, let our teammate come and challenge, and then we rotate behind them. So this awkward situation, to generalize this, I was not going to mention this at first. I did notice that it was a mistake. Well, a mistake, if you've been watching my analysis, I've pointed out recently where you somewhat have to identify when you are really rotating into the play and when you're not. And this sort of looked like a situation where I would be okay with you rotating into the play, right? And let me explain. So here, it looks like the play is going to develop in this direction, right? This ball, if he's going to hit it, it's going to go this way. And so your teammate's going to be making a challenge in this direction. So you rotating back here would actually be the right play. Unfortunately, he doesn't end up making this touch and the play continues in this direction, so you end up rotating into the play. So it's a little unfortunate. We'll see if you have a bad habit of rotating into the play or not in the future of this analysis, but I want to say, if you're weighing the pros and cons of just blanket statement telling yourself never rotate into the play, meaning don't half flip back here, instead drive out this direction, where then if the play does develop in this direction, you haven't really done the optimal thing. But I think if you're weighing the pros and cons, it's still better to rotate out and sort of get it wrong than rotate into the play and then it doesn't develop the way you thought and now you're in the way, awkward, like we see here. Again, all the people who hate on people who say rotate out of the play all the time, another explanation of how rotating out of the play just generally is like, even if it's not optimal, it's still better than the other unoptimal, you know, option. Alright, so that was I mean, you said you wanted me to point out mistakes by your teammate. I'll point out this one just because it's a really obvious one. You're no boost and still behind the play. So your teammate shouldn't be diving for a challenge here, especially when the ball is very much in Soul Ghost possession. It's right in front of him. He's got very little distance between him and the ball. And so he can very easily outplay Big Loose, your teammate, or Big Lelis. So he should not be diving at this. You're not behind him yet. You're also no boost, so it's going to take you a long time to get back. He should have just bought time for you before challenging. Bought time for you to get back. I'm not going to go into too much detail there because it's your analysis. Good attempt on the follow-up. His dribble was also in a straight line, kind of useless. Yeah, we did point that out earlier. I didn't pay as much attention. I felt like the play developed in a pretty quick manner where we didn't really have much say in how that went. I might have missed that though. Yeah. That's just a little bit experience. You gotta know, this is a tricky one, right? These are tricky. These are tricky. Yeah, these are tricky when the ball's bouncing at the corner like this. You almost never want to just try to drive at it and hit it. I would almost always jump at it. That way, if it bounces off, you're still making contact with it. And then, you know, the angle you take at the jump will sort of dictate what kind of contact you get. This is a tricky one. You'll learn that with experience. I can't really go into too much detail there. He also keeps feathering boost a lot for no reason when he's already supersonic. I'll have to pay more attention to that. Thank you for the point out. Okay. Just mechanical error. No big deal there. Gotta push yourself. You'll never get better. Free shot. Good job. Again, really clean kickoff. Good job. One of the best champ kickoffs I've ever seen. This is not your ball. Don't try to go for that. You're in front of it. It's really awkward for you to make a play here. Your teammate has full boost. He can make a play, right? If your teammate was maybe the cheater in this play, which he was, I don't know when he ended up getting full boost. Let's watch this again. Did he go to like the right side? Okay. Oh, he didn't cheat. Okay, I thought he cheated. So he went back to the back right corner. Now with the beautiful Rocket League update, we can see how much boost our teammates have. So what I was going to say is if your teammate, you know, close cheated on the kickoff and he had maybe 20 boost here instead of a full tank, then I would say, okay, he can leave this for you because you'll be more advantageous with 100 boost and a ball rolling up the sidewall. But now you see this, and okay, what are our options? One person who's in a perfect spot behind the ball, like you're in a training pack, an air dribble training pack or flipper set training pack. He's in perfect position. He's got a full boost Ball's rolling up the wall in front of him. He can go for it. Or do we want you to go for it, who also has 100 boost? That's great. But you're starting off in front of the ball. Your setup is more awkward. Just let your teammate take this. He's in a better position. Rotate out and go midfield. Exactly. All right, so here, what I want to see, what I would like to see is recognize here. Okay, our teammate's up. He's the only one up. Clearly, he's making a touch in this direction towards this sidewall. So recognize that, and then I'm fine with you going for the back corner boost, but I want to see you immediately turn back upfield and try to be on the other side of this touch. You might realize halfway through that, okay, our teammate's done a really good job, and he's like gotten the touch as well as maintained good control of his car, and he's got good momentum still towards the ball. He can stay on it, but you want to give yourself at least the opportunity to be on the other side of this touch, and there's no risk in doing so. Both other players are not in a position to like intercept the touch to where they're going to punish you for doing so. So grab this boost and then immediately turn up and try to get yourself on the other side of this hit by your teammate. Said we're just making ourselves useless. We're not getting on the other end of this touch, and now your teammate's hit is basically just a pass to the opponent, so we're gonna just send it back your way. Good job looking for the demo there. Again, after we don't get the demo, let's rotate out. So maybe we do have an issue of rotating into the play, and at that point I would give you the general information of just start rotating out of the play on every situation. I'm fine with you looking for the demo here. This is good. After you don't get it though, you no longer need to be going for a demo. At this point, rotate out. Boom. I know a lot of people like to look for as many demos as they can, try to give your teammates space, like a free ball, whatever. But the beauty of rotation is if you get the extra space, right, by demoing this guy, that was great. That's awesome. But after that, I mean, you are not getting a lot of value out of demoing this guy, because the beauty of rotation is even if he beats your teammate, you're now behind him and you get a free ball. So the goal with this demo is to give our teammate a free ball. But the downside is if he outplays one of you, he outplays both of you if you're in the same position here. And say this guy rotates mid, this 50-50 while you're here, shoots out middle, he gets a free shot. Nobody's defending. Or, like we saw earlier, you're just kind of in your teammate's way. Nobody knows who's supposed to be on the ball because it's a confusing situation. We avoid all that by just rotating out. And then, again, we get the free ball if our teammate gets beat. People really, in my opinion, overvalue demos in 2v2. Like, they're great, but really you should only be trying to demo the last man. If you don't get the demo on the last man, just rotate out. Rotate behind your teammate. Because if the first man beats your first man, you get a free ball. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm literally got something to say every 10 seconds, man. You look decent mechanically. You're making a lot of mistakes. You said it yourself. This wasn't a good game. Oh, I'm sorry. But I mean, our opponent is up 5 years before us. Why are we jumping for this? Why are we wasting our time going for this? He's been in the air for 5 years. Why have you tried going for that? Just rotate out. What are you doing? Okay, this should be a goal. Oh, no, beat it. Bad first touch. Okay. So, like that you're pushing yourself to, you know, be able to execute these clears out of your back wall like this. This is the second time you've gone for these. It's a great play to be able to develop for sure, but ideally we don't want to be setting this up with so much space between us and the ball, because if this guy was here for this challenge, he just gets it completely free to, like, he can just look at how much space we're inviting him to just come in at some point and just hit this ball and center it downfield. So just, you can make this play, but ideally you want to be like closer to the ball here. I'd go fly perspective. Might make it a little harder to set up, but there's no point really setting up this play if it's opening up this opportunity to get challenged so hard. So we want to get closer to the ball, and that way if he does go, we can at the last second 50-50 him, and at least, just like I said earlier, at least throw off what he's trying to do. Lucky you got that touch. We had him. Okay, don't go for the back corner boost here. Do you actually have 80? No, that's, you had 0. This is another replay bug. Go back so it removes that. Okay, 0 boost. Almost outplay him. Good try. Here though, don't go for their back right corner boost, or back left, whatever direction you want to call this. Guess why? It's because we're going to be leaving our teammate in a 1v1 or 1v2 for a really long time while we do so. So I want to see you here. I want to see you actually try to interfere with this play, because our teammate's on 0 boost. Our teammate is not in a good spot to, you know, if you were to rotate behind him. Actually, this is a tough call whether I would say rotate behind him or rotate down this line of pads. I'm going to say rotate down this line of pads just because it's more in your momentum, right? If you turn this way, you're going to kind of kill your momentum a little bit more. So just start flipping down this path of pads here rather than going out for the back right corner. And then as you know, get to about this area, the play will be developing in this area, and you can try to throw in a challenge for your teammate or bump the guy, whatever. Or shadow defend him into the corner, right? Lead him into the corner, grab your 100 boost and make a play from there. Lots of different options at that point in time, but the main thing here is recognize, okay, he just got a touch going in this direction. My teammate's going to be in a 1v1 or 1v2 for a while. I want to get back to help him. Look at that pad lane, so juicy. Exactly. Again, rotating into the play. Yeah, okay. So we've definitely identified that that's a main issue for sure. That's going to create a lot of awkward situations. Again, here after our opponent has made their play and they kind of gave away possession, rotate out. Rotate back behind your teammate. Back post. Boom. What do you got from me? Ooh, good try. Okay. Let's do a better job of picking up our pads. Just like on the last play, we had an option of picking up pads and getting back into the play faster. Here, their play is going to develop really slowly, right? They are not threatening like a really fast transition play or a long shot on your net. There's no reason that we need to be thinking that we need to push all the way back to our end as fast as possible here. So you're going all the way back to your corner at full speed for your back corner boost. But ideally, if we go back, watch your recovery out of the net here. I would love to see probably a wave dash in this direction, picking up these pads, maybe grabbing the mid boost. That'll be way better than going all the way back to your corner for sure, but possibly even just staying on pads and maybe circling back in for a shot in another situation. But yeah, there was no reason, right? With this play, nobody's in position to make a fast transition or to take a long shot on your net. We do not need to rush back to our end for a full 100. By staying closer to the play, grabbing the midfield boost instead, staying on pads, we can maintain our offensive pressure and not just concede possession to the opponent 100% without a doubt. Again, okay. Same issue. I'm not even going to point it out. Same issue as before. Deciding to go for the corner boost when our teammate is staring down the barrel of a 1v1 or 1v2. That's a good touch. Try. Recovery. Oh. I have to point out this one now too. Okay, it's the same mistake. You were doing so good as if you would have just on that half flip gone for the mid boost instead of this corner boost, I would have said good job. I would have said good job. But here the reason this is bad is look at the development of this play, right? Your teammates here, they're over here with the ball. If your teammate gets beat, it's an open net. That's really what it comes down to. If your teammate gets beat here, it's an open net. So on that half flip, after we recovered, we should have gone back towards midfield for the mid boost. That way, if our teammate gets beat, we're in the process of rotating behind him. We're there for the next touch. We're fine. But here, if our teammate gets beat, again, you're not getting back. It's an open net. Just you gotta weigh those pros and cons, right? Maybe you're saying, oh, but if my teammate beats them, boom, I've stolen their back corner boost. They're gonna be more boost starved. But one, I mean, the play is over here, right? Stealing this boost isn't really hurting them too bad. And two, the pros of like 25% boost starving your opponent, right? I say 25% because, again, like I just said, this boost is all over here. The play's over here. You're not really hurting them too bad. So it's not even like a full value boost steal. And the con is that you just get scored on. So you're really picking the wrong choice here. Gotta send this YouTube video to some friends for sure. These are, don't feel too bad because like Ma just said in the chat, these are mistakes you see a lot from a lot of people. So we definitely need to work on our pathing. So I'm gonna go more in depth on this since I've said it a lot, and I want you to have a good understanding of this. So when we are rotating in or out of the play, I don't know exactly how this is gonna work. Oh no. Wait, what am I on? Okay. This is a struggle sometimes. Give me a second. Might have to go really far out here. It's the most common champ mistake probably. Going for too many big boosts, or it's not even always going for too many big boosts, it's just sometimes not picking the right big boost to go for. It's just identifying situations sometimes. All right, this is the best I can do here because I need to bring up this menu so that when I'm moving my mouse, it's not moving the screen. All right, so when we're rotating in or out of the play, we've got ideally a couple paths of pads we can use. You can stray from this a little bit, but to identify them, if you're rotating into the play or out of the play, you can pick up this line of pads straight up the middle of the field. That's a nice, easy one to grab. You can also pick up this path of pads going in or out of the play. Same thing mirrored on the other side this way. So those are like three main pathing pads that you can take, right? And especially like we saw earlier, you were rotating out of the net with your little, you know, either half flip or wave dash. You could have started picking up this path of pads and then maybe veered off for the mid boost and then maybe turned offensively or defensively depending on what the situation called for. Or at that point, you're giving yourself the option to turn at any point in time with some boost versus you're just, you know, moving out this way or moving out this way and you're not picking up any pads. So really, this is what I want you to really know. These three main paths are really the main three. And yeah, just go from there. Start focusing on moving around the field in these three lanes. Use the middle less often just because it's usually less advantageous to approach the ball straight on like this. Ideally, you want to be using these two paths, but sometimes you do need to use the middle path. Sometimes. If we notice, let me go back. Boom. So pick up one pad there. We do pick up one in the mid. So did okay. We could have gone 1, 2, 3 out in front of us and then turn back in. 1, 2, 3. Turn back at this point. Probably could have grabbed this last one actually. If it's here, I'm not sure if he just grabbed it. He might have just grabbed it. But I mean, look we end up in the same position, able to do the same thing, but we have an extra pad. Just off of focusing on pathing. One extra pad might not sound like, you know, that big of a deal, but in the grand scheme of things, it adds up. There are also diagonal lanes which are useful in some cases, or small lanes to turn upfield / midfield if needed. Oh, too late. Yeah, there's a lot of situational, you know, routes you can take, but those are the three main ones. I was kind of not focused here. Alright, so I'm okay with you turning up until you see that your teammate takes us up the sidewall. So boom, here, we're turning up because we think our teammate is taking this for a dribble, in which case we can be a passing option off to the left. That's fine. But as soon as we see that this becomes a sidewall play, our teammate opts to take this to the wall, we need to cover the net. Because he is in position to challenge. He's going to be able to intercept this play. So that's one. There's going to be a 50, so we need to cover the net. There's no point in us being out for a pass. That is going to get completely shut down. What's up, Schmitty? Welcome to the stream, dude. I thought you said you work till 7. It's only 6, unless you're an hour ahead of me. So as soon as we see that this becomes a sidewall play that is contested, anytime that our teammate's about to get 50-50'd, we need to make sure that we're in position to defend the net if we lose that 50-50 really hard. So we need to then turn back a little defensively. Let me see your exact rotation here. See which way you should have turned. Boom, we see this, boom. As soon as I saw that, turning back, grabbing these pads, and then probably just kind of waiting here, see what's happening, see if I should turn out this way or this way. That's not a huge deal, but yeah. As soon as you see that this is going to be a sidewall play, contested, let's turn back. Get ready for a 50-50. Could have stayed back post and waited for the challenge to see what happens on the sidewall, or when our teammate still had the ball on the ground. Are you talking? Because on the ground, I'm fine with him turning up like he did, right? In my eyes, what I'm seeing is boom, teammate gets the ball here on a dribble, And then we can be out here if he flicks the ball past him or something, and then we just get an open net. You can play the safer option and not even position for the pass, right? A lot of people in 2v2, myself included, don't position for passes in 2v2 unless it's completely free, unless it's completely uncontested. So honestly, like, I'm fine with either here as well. You can either stay back at the net and wait for the challenge, or you can position for the pass. But as soon as you see that this is going to be a contested solo play, we need to get back behind our teammate and cover the net. You're a solo queue player, so you wouldn't try for the pass. No, yeah, I completely understand. Okay, what a lucky we didn't get dunked there. Good setup though. Honestly, again, another one of those situations where you should really anticipate this guy is going for the block. And this is a pretty high percentage play that he can block this. I'm actually kind of surprised that he didn't. What I would have probably done here is actually hit this around this guy. Instead of just hitting it straight up, I would have gotten more off to this side so that my touch goes more this direction around him. So there's just no way of him dunking me here. But hey, this worked out. Let's keep going. Ooh, does teammate have the ice? Okay. Yeah, that's tough. Again, pads would have done you a world of great here. Alright, boom, that happens. We see our teammate has the 1v1. He's in a great position. Once we see that, we want to stay on offense so we can support him. We want to stay on offense so that we can score the open net if it presents itself. But if we default to going all the way back to our corner for the big boost, we're never going to be in position to score balls like this. So, again, this is a position where there's no need for us to go all the way back. Our opponent is not threatening some really long clear or a really long shot or a really fast transition. There's no threat of that. So we have no reason that we need to go all the way back. So instead, let's start picking up pads. Boom, boom, boom. Probably something like that. Let's go back. So we challenge, we get beat to that boost. Okay. Honestly here, what I would have probably done, I would have looked for this pad and swung out this way some way. I don't know exactly if I would have gone this way or if I would have gone this way. But either way, you'd probably be there and that'd probably just be game. Probably would have just won the game. Oh, we keep missing these boosts. The one times that you need the big boost, we keep missing them. There's that pre-flip. So you have the pre-flip in the bag for that first play of the game that I pointed out in your solo play. Okay. I was about to say, like, I should have paused and said it because I would have looked so smart. But as soon as I saw this, I was like, ooh, this could be bad. I didn't say anything because I wanted to see how it played out. I swear I'm not making this up just to try to look smart. Let me see this back again. So we know our teammate just challenged and is on 0 boost. Keep in mind, our teammate just landed from his challenge, 0 boost. Also didn't land super clean. So we need to recognize the threat here. Our teammate is not in a good spot individually here. This is a shootable ball. we're also getting contested to the corner boost. So it's like you really I'm not even gonna BS you. It's like you need. This is why pros a lot of the time when people ask how to get better, they just say play the game. It's very true in a lot of ways. Some things obviously you can be taught, like rotating into the play, spacing, positioning, stuff like that. But like quick decision making like this, where you're kind of literally in your head, weighing pros and cons like instantaneously, you can't teach that. That's just experience. And here you would be recognizing ideally, okay, my teammate's in a bad spot, low boost, potentially has to save a shot here. I'm also being contested to the corner boost. Like it's not even guaranteed that I'm getting this corner boost. So the pros are very outweighed by the cons here. The cons are we're leaving our teammate with 0 boost and 0 momentum and 0 positioning in the net to defend the shot. And we're also not getting this boost for free. So this is the wrong play here. You should have stayed back to help your teammate here. You probably also could have stayed back and not wasted so much boost. Probably wouldn't be on 0 here in the first place. As soon as we see this, I would have grabbed that pad and turned to net. Should have probably had like 20, 25 boost, something like that. But again, that's just experience. You can't teach that. That'll come with time. But that's the game, huh? All right. So that's the analysis. Overall, mechanically, you look solid. You look good mechanically. I'd say you probably look like you have the mechanics of like a Champ 3, which I think is what this replay was. Was it Champ 2 or Champ 3? This was Champ 2. So I think you look like you got Champ 3 mechanics for sure. Like mid Champ 3 probably you could hang with comfortably mechanically. Decision making wise, we got a decent amount of mistakes we got to clean up. So first, biggest one I would say is rotating into the play. A lot of it was from this sort of meta of looking for demos, and I put quotations on meta because meta stands for most effective tactic available, and it's not really. It's really not meta. Just because most people are doing it doesn't make it meta, technically. I'm fine with you looking for the demo on the last man, but if you don't get the demo on the last man, just rotate out, because like I was pointing out, if your first man gets beat and you're behind them, in order to beat somebody in Rocket League, usually you have to temporarily lose possession of the ball, unless you make a really good play, in which case fair play. But in most cases in Rocket League, in order to beat somebody, you have to temporarily lose control. And so in that time, if you're back behind your teammate, you get the ball. So there's no benefit that you would be getting from rotating into the play looking for demos that you wouldn't also get by rotating out after you don't get the demo on the last man. And there's more cons associated with rotating into the play, which we saw. You make the situation confusing on who's supposed to go for the ball, get in your teammate's way. You're also giving yourself less opportunity to pick up pads, pick up boost, because you are a lot of the time rotating into the corner where the corner boost is either already taken or is about to get taken by your teammate or the opponent. If I really thought about it, I could probably come up with more. But moving on, for sure, that's number one. Start rotating out of the play more, if not just every time. Number two, picking up pads. You really didn't have very good pathing on pads at all. So start focusing on using those 3 lanes that I pointed out on picking up pads. Focus on that, and you'll see how that they can, one, put you in really good positions. If you stay in the lanes of pads, they're actually positioned really well to put you in really good positions to deal with most situations. And two, you're able to stay in the play, right? If you're on offense or defense, if you're picking up pads instead of going all the way back for big boosts, or veering really far away from the play for big boosts, you can stay in the play, be there to score open nets, be there to help your teammate. And that reminds me about helping our teammate is that's probably, what is this, the third or fourth big mistake, is leaving your teammate in a lot of 1v1s or 1v2s, again, associated with going for those big boosts when you shouldn't be. Sorry, my throat's kind of dry. Had a cough there. Yeah, that's it though. That's it. Work on those things. If you really work on those things, you probably got to take it one at a time. You probably aren't going to be able to work at all of them at once. Maybe you can, but those are going to be the things that get you to high champ 3, if not into grand champion. And then from there, I'd say come back, send another analysis, and we can iron out the next smaller layer of mistakes, smaller details that will then take you further into grand champion and then some. That's it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like on the video for me right now. Hit that little thumbs up button. Leave a comment down below if I missed something that maybe you spotted, or if you disagreed with something that I said. Let me know in a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Check out my Twitch if you want to be here for the next time we do some live analysis. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.